Kia ora and welcome to Oho Ake Books. My name is Whareus Lysander. This is an addendum to the last video that I made in regards to spiritual virtue signaling and beware of spiritual virtual signalers. I want to do an addendum and I want to highlight a couple of teachers or a few teachers in my life that have been amazingly powerful and incredible and also thoroughly engaging me in my own processes to develop spiritually. Develop my own intuition, develop my own guidance system, and therefore to put me in a place where I was able to do the hard yards and am doing the hard yards still. And they haven't coached me so much as they have allowed me to discover for myself that which was already within me and latent within me, but has now awoken. So I can continue my processes, and then they've moved out of the way of my life and allowed me to continue on that process without having for me to go back to pay them for this or pay them for that or facilitate this or facilitate that, unless I choose to ask them a question and have their guidance. But the thing by doing this situation, by asking for guidance in the first place, I'm always asked a question. That brings it back to me. They don't show me anything. They get me to answer my own questions by asking me questions. Anyway, my first real spiritual teacher was my friend and mentor James Smith down in Motueka and Nelson back in the mid-90s. Mid-90s. This Māori man was the most amazing teacher. He taught me through action. He taught me through action and through word. Now, his actions and his words were that of his inner child coming forth with a wisdom that went beyond his 35 to 40 years of his age, how old he was, his age. His soul wisdom was so deep and so powerful. His humor, his compassion, his empathy were all actions that were all teachings for me that he showed me through his day-to-day existence and his way that he interacted with me. He was able to read me when I was in a situation where I wasn't quite aligned. And just through the simplest word, the simplest joke, or the simplest action, he could bring me back into alignment again. And it cost me nothing. All it cost me was the decision to be with him. It was never a burden for me. It was a joy for me to be with this man. Amazing and powerful teacher for me. His humor was the most important tenet of all my spiritual awakening processes. The day that we were having ice cream, sitting around this big banquet table at my friend Gabby's place, behind the cathedral in Nelson, this big, beautiful home where she used to live. We were all sitting out eating ice cream, and James leaned over to me and said to me, "Look at all these fools, all facing towards the light, towards the sun, but not one of them, turning around to see that they cast a shadow, stuck with me for the rest of my life." It has done so far. I'm still alive, I guess, in my body. It's stuck with me since. I was like, oh, light bulb moment. Fucking genius. And that was my path. That was when I really understood where I needed to turn around and face my own shadow and begin my healing process right there and then. That is a teacher. Bless his soul. He's moved on a long time ago, but my God, that teacher taught me so much and put me on the path towards my healing processes. Incredible. The next teacher I want to talk about is Tabash, who I've done a video about before. The Sumerian from the first Sumer. And of course the second Sumer is basically a legacy culture of the first Sumer, which is a legacy culture from Atlantis and Lemuria and other civilizations that existed in prehistory and pre-prehistory. But Tabash, who is channeled by Blessed Thyra, has been essential to my personal growth for the last 16 years of my life here in Wellington. Essential. He doesn't sell courses. He writes books now, which he's given to me. He's given me Blair's given me 2 of his books he's written thus far, 2 books he's written. But he doesn't sell courses. He gives you readings. And then the readings that you have, it's once again, it's about you, the person sitting in front of him. He asks you the hard questions. He gets you to answer through your own guidance. He develops your own intuition. He looks at the way that at your life and looks at it from a very high, from source energy, and looks at your energetic machinations, but always brings it back to you. Never teaching anything in a traditional sense, but more getting you to teach yourself and to recognize yourself what you are doing that is inhibiting, restricting, or helping you to accelerate your personal growth. Amazing teacher, incredible, and once again, so funny and so humorous, so fantastic. The funniest teachers in my life. But these two teachers came into my life because of my resonance. What I was pushing out into the world in regards to looking for a feeling and looking for the next level and stage of my spiritual development. I didn't have to go looking for them on Instagram or looking for them on Facebook or YouTube. In fact, both those teachers came into my life through connections to other people. And those connections I have with those two teachers, James has passed on, and of course Tabash is in Source Energy. So just hoping that James and Tabash are hanging out at Source Energy together. It'd be amazing. And you know what? Right now I'm going to say it's happening, and it is happening. Bless them both. Fantastic teachers. Now, embodied in this reality are teachers that I discovered through a friend of mine, Matt, who introduced me to Gigi Young. Now, Gigi Young for me has been instrumental in my processes of the last 4 to 5 years of my own spiritual intuitive development. As a intuitive development coach, she once again makes it quite clear that you watching this video and me taking her courses of intuition development, this is the way. There's no teachings about how to move through this and move through that. She's happy to give guidance in regards to certain aspects later on when you look to her Q&As on her website, if you're a member of her website. But doing the intuition development course allowed me to develop my own intuition and my own guidance system to be able to ping out and find my path, be able to ping out and ground in the energy and information, to be able to ping out and channel the information myself that helped me to develop as a human being and also a spiritual being having a human experience. And this course really helped me to also come to a place now where I am realizing I have to turn back inward again and do the work, begin to do the work again inside, do the hard yards, do the work, turn back in, go back into developing my intuition and my spiritual development in this way and following my own inner guidance. And this is what I come back to. It's all about turning in. I don't need to find a fucking facilitator to teach me how to do certain things, to go ahead and buy big courses, to do this marketing course, to do this in order to attract love into my life. I know exactly how to do all those things because I've learned through the process of doing this inch by inch, foot by foot, meter by meter, yard by yard, whatever, metric, fucking imperial systems, whatever. The hard yards for me have always been done. And this is my process. This isn't for everyone. The hard yards have been done by me and me moving forward and in my resonance bringing people into my life that will have helped me to develop my own intuitive development, have helped my personal growth by allowing me to see that the mirror they are holding up to me shows me in it, not them, but me. And it comes back to me. I am the one in charge of my spiritual growth, not somebody else. I am the one that is here to do the work. If I need help, then I'll look for it. I'll look for it, of course, and it will come to me, be brought to me. But the majority of the time, when no one comes, then I know, through my own guidance, my own intuition, that I have to do the work and work it out for myself. This isn't a race. And doing the work and having the initiations, in my experience, having the initiations into higher levels of consciousness is what greater teachers do. Teachers want you to excel past them. They want to bring you to a level where you move past what they teach you and become more, because they love you. And they want to see you evolve and shift and grow. They don't want to see you as a customer for life. They see you and say, I want you to excel and grow, and I want you to shift to become the best you possibly can in your life, in your human body. And they bring it back to you, about you, not about them. That's my experience. And these are 3 teachers that have taught me immensely about the need for returning back in again, going inward, facing my shadow, healing my shadow, and integrating my shadow, assimilating with my shadow, assimilating with my conscious awareness, assimilating with my intuitive development abilities, and following my guidance and being in alignment with source energy and moving with that alignment and trusting, having faith. But the essence of all those teachings that I've learned over the years comes back to me, not somebody else. Not that my guru sitting in a fucking throne somewhere. Not my guru sitting in a throne somewhere. I've had that, been there, done that, back in the early 90s. And it took me to a place where it came back to me anyway. What can I say? It's all about you. All the best. Mā te wā. Thanks for watching. I truly appreciate it. Remember, it's all about you. Do the work. Do the hard yards. See you soon.